Hi, so I want to say before this video starts, I've been really congested lately after getting really sick. So for the past few videos and the past few streams that I've had, I've been sounding really stuffed up, and you can probably hear it now in my voice that I'm still stuffed up. So please do not mind that. Another thing is please do not mind the airing sound. I had no air on, but I think it was coming from my window. It was really windy that day. And I was charging on my phone, so I couldn't hook up a microphone. I think that might be it. Oh, also, this video starts as a stream, but it will continue on off stream due to technical difficulties with the stream that day. Okay, bye. So on the screen here we got a couple of little apps or whatever. Some of these I've already used. Well, I've used all of these except for Writer Journal. I've used all of these before. Okay, now you may be wondering why ChatGPT is on the screen. I hear a lot of people giving ChatGPT slack, but I also hear a lot of people giving ChatGPT praise for how much it can help. And let me tell you, I'm on the side that's giving it praise. Now, no, I don't agree with a lot of stuff. Like some of the stuff that ChatGPT kind of goes for, which is like, I'm pretty sure you can make AI generated art on there, and if you really wanted to, you could just AI generate an entire story and whatever. Okay, right. But ChatGPT, when it comes down to the learning aspect of everything, is very helpful. For example, I use ChatGPT to help me learn how to write. Okay, I use it to help me learn how to write. Crazy, but accurate. Basically, I feel like my writing was a bit off, so I had ChatGPT give me some tips, some tricks. Also had it rewrite, or no, not rewrite, refine some of my writing, because like, although I know like my writing was good before, but it felt like it was like a little bit lifeless in a way. So I had it help me on that, and after it gave me these tips and tricks and refinements, I put that into my work. And so yeah, when it came down to spacing, let me show you what I mean. There's nothing up here that's really that bad. Oh, I need to go to files. Okay, hold on. Hi Lumi. How you doing? Because I have a copy of my old thing. First thing that I wanted to change. Hold on, this is blurry as fuck. Hold on. How do I expand this? Okay. So, the first thing that I wanted to change about my old manuscript was, this shit's still blurry, the spacing in the words, right? Like, this is such a long thing here, so bulky, And although like I felt like bulky is better because it looks like I've written a lot, it's kind of hard to read. It's kind of hard to read. So I didn't like it though. But okay, hold on. I'm gonna have so many tabs on my screen right now. Freeform this too. Can you freeform? Okay, there we go. So, if we come over here, right, you will see here I was practicing writing. I ended up not doing this paragraph because I was like, okay, I feel like you playing in my face right now. I don't know why. I didn't want to do that long ass paragraph. But up here, right, the advice, the feedback that it gives is so structured. It's structured and it just shows, and then it does its own refined version. But up here, right, I asked, what did I ask? I asked, how can I write like this? The refined parts of the prologue without having to put it through you. Because up here, right, I put in a part of my prologue, and it just kind of went through and it refined all of the imperfections of it, right? I was like, this looks really good, but I don't want to put every part of my book after writing it into ChatGPT, and then it feels like ChatGPT is writing my book. It's like, ew, no. So, instead of doing that, I asked for some tips and tricks to help me write like that. And they gave don't show, don't tell, use strong sensory details, internal reflection, emotional depth, blah 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 blah. And then they was like, they want to practice exercise. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to practice exercise. By the way, so they gave me this. Kazaki sat alone in his office. He felt exhausted. The ceremony had been loud, and the cheers still rang in his ears. He looked at the painting on the wall and sighed. Now, yes, this is a good paragraph, but it's like missing something. It's missing pacing. It's missing depth. So, told me to rewrite the paragraph using the techniques, all of these. Excuse me. Honestly, I didn't use some of these, which probably would have made my paragraph a lot better. But he said to rewrite it and give feedback. So this is what I did. It was like already a strong improvement. It is a strong improvement though, because let's go to something that I wrote myself. By the way, I gotta ask. I have improved. Yes, I have improved, because this is the refined version that I did with the help of ChatGPT, but I put it in my own words. But this is how it was before. Look at the difference. It's scrunched up. On the right, we have a scrunched up version. Like, it's just scrunched up. Everything is going quickly. We're already at the dialogue where he's talking about mercy and whatnot. But to get to that point, right, we have to go to the next. Ooh, like, come on. That's how I wanted my story to be. It takes time. Like, it has pacing, great pacing. So coming back over here, right? So, adjusting phrasing for smoother readability, which is what I want. So instead of cold hums of chattering from the once loud ceremony chimes in his ear, it's great idea. Thank you very much. But it could be clearer. Maybe the lingering hum of distant voices still buzzed in his ears. Echoes of a once thunderous ceremony. Now, echoes of a once thunderous ceremony feels a little too robotic and try to be poetic. So I would change that. But the lingering hum of distant voices still buzzed in his ears is a great sentence. So that's kind of how I would work things out. I would take the advice, I would take what I like, and then change what I didn't like. And then I would keep that in mind when it comes down to rewriting a completely already wrote thing. Still the prologue. Like in chapter 1. Here, I stopped here, as you can see, with this little star thing that I put there. And before, if we go, I think I only did the prologue in this one. No, chapter 1 is here. So if we go here, this is really old, but this was like a save, so it's okay. But anyway, so although it's pretty much still the same. So here, right at the top, it says, Tsuya strolls through the bustling marketplace of Elmridge, her footsteps light and purposeful on the cobblestone pathways. She greets the villagers as she passes. Good, decent, but something that's better is Tsuya strolls through the bustling marketplace of Elmridge, her footsteps light and purposeful on the cobblestone pathways. I liked that, so I kept that. But that she greets the villagers as she passes seemed a little bit too bland. It seemed like if you're reading it in your head, like speaking it out loud, okay, it's okay. But while reading it in your head, which most people do when reading a book, it seemed just like the abrupt stop just felt wrong. So I changed it to, she greets the villagers as she passes, giving bright waves and smiles. Now, if I read this in my head, it doesn't seem abrupt, because that little voice in your head as you think, it's like, it has its own abruptness in a way. Like, the periods have so much power when you're reading in your head compared to when you're reading orally. So, you gotta keep that in mind when writing a book. Because if I don't want to read my book, or it feels like my book is a bit boring, who else would want to read my book? But then again, that doesn't mean anything, because I could just be self-sabotaging myself. But let's think that we're not, okay? So, and another thing that I changed up, or I'm going to change up once I get back to editing this, is this part with Marui and Tsuya, right? Here on the original, it says, "Hi, Miss Tsuya." Turning around, Tsuya spots Marui, a young girl with bright eyes, skipping towards her. "My mother said she wants to speak to you about the festival," she beamed. "Oh, Marui," Suya picks Marui up and gives the little girl a big hug before placing her down and giving her a few gliss crystals after. Now, sure, that's a decent little chomp, but the thing is, right, there's no detail, there's no pacing, there's literally just nothing in that interaction. There's no, like, we don't know, other than the fact that Marui has, like, bright eyes. That's all we know about her, okay? What is her significance other than telling, what is her significance and what is her connection with Suya other than the fact that her mother wants to talk to Suya? In the new one, I kind of chopped things up because in the original, Miss Suya turns around as soon as she calls out to her. But in the new one, it's, "Hi, Miss Suya," the voice of a young child ringing from behind her. Meaning that she hasn't turned around yet and she doesn't know who it is. "My mother says she wants to speak to you." They beamed. "We don't know who it is just yet. And she already said what she wants." So we already got that information. But now, doing it this way, now we have information and we have, like, the fact that it's a kid. But now comes the connection between the two, because if she never turns around, then we'll never know who it is. So she goes, Suya turns around to discover a bright-eyed girl with short black pigtails that bobs as she rocks eagerly. With short black pigtails that bobs as she rocks eagerly. I feel like there's something in there that doesn't quite sit right. Maybe, yeah, from side to side makes sense. I would have to change the entire sentence if I want to say back and forth. But it makes sense that she's going back and forth. But also she's not holding anything. So side to side makes sense. Like, I'm thinking it from a perspective of, if I were to draw the scene, which one would make sense? In my mind, from anime, normally the person is bobbing or rocking back and forth when they have something in their hands, and side to side when they don't have something in their hands. So from that information that I've picked up over the years, I'm gonna say that it's from side to side. Plus, it fits with the sentence. Suya turns around to discover a bright-eyed girl with short black pigtails. They bob as she rocks eagerly from side to side. You go through, you read it, and then you find something that just doesn't feel right, or it's obviously not right, like the spelling mistakes. And then you change it, and then you read it out loud, and then you see, hey, I like this, and then you keep it. And if you don't like it, you change it again. So in this way, right? Before, let's go back. Let's go down to before, right? Before, this is the difference, the real difference, okay? Before I was just smacking out of my mouth, okay? Because I didn't realize. Anyway, before, with the Hi Mitsuya, she turns around and she spots Marui. That makes it feel like Marui is farther back, like she's still coming up to Suya. But in the new version, it's like, and then she's turned around to discover her and stopped behind Suya. At least to me. And I hope that reads for a lot of other people too. But, like, they said it, a voice of a young child ringing from behind her. Either they're walking up or they jumped behind her. You know, kind of like when I'm writing my book, I kind of think of everything in an anime perspective because it's fantasy. But like, it's kind of like, I also think of it just like as a comics perspective too, because that's what this book was gonna be originally. But it goes from it seeming like Tsuya turned around before Marui got to her, to Marui getting to her, and then she turns around while she's waiting there for her to turn around. And then she goes, "Oh, hi, Marui." And she picks her up, gives her a warm embrace, and spins her around. Great. Because, I don't know, like, in my mind, they are, like, Tsuya is a teacher. I'm gonna say she's a teacher. This is a pretty significant character, but the thing is, honestly, I probably shouldn't have started writing, but honestly, starting writing made me do better with doing the characters the way that I am doing them. So honestly, I feel like, while also it being a bad idea, it's also like the best option to just get writing and also like develop your characters while you write. She's a significant character, and there's just some things that I don't know about her, but I think making her a teacher would fit with her character, because she's like someone who helps around the city a lot. Now, before, this place was a village, but with the amount of people that lives there, it was like a city or a town. Like, before it was a village or a town, but now it's either a city or a town, because before a village is actually really small. Like, I like the idea of everything being called a village, but it's actually really small. So, I think a village is about 100 to 200 people, I think. I don't know. But I think there's over 1,000 people in my place. So it's either a town, and if it's a little bit more than that, it's a city. So, as much as I don't want to add cities to my thing, because I feel like, oh, that's too modern. It's not modern at all. Cities don't have to look like New York. Okay? It's still a city. It's still a city. So, yes, Elmridge is a city. As much as I don't want it to have the title as a city, technically it's a city or a town. Like that's just that. Actually, I think a town is smaller than a village, so it might be a village or city, but I'm gonna keep calling it a city. Anyway, so I'm thinking she's like a really popular teacher. Like, of course, that's not why she's popular. Well, it's one of the reasons why she's popular, but like, it's really not the reason why she's popular, because she also has a connection to the main characters. But yeah. Now, Sia picks Marui up and gives the little girl a big hug before placing her down, giving her a few bliss crystals after. Now, that's speeding through so many things, not giving the reader any time to like understand. Oh, she picked her up. She. Wait, did I say spin her around? Where was I at? No, she picked her up and then she placed her down, and then she gave her some crystals. What? Like, slow down. Also, my original idea was that she spent her around, but I never wrote that down. I just said a big hug. So I don't know what that's all about. Now, you can already see here between everything. Ooh, what's this? What? I don't know why a random period was there. But anyway, you can see the spacing compared to the last one. The spacing. Now, this one on the right here, it feels more like a textbook or something. I like this a lot. I do like it, but it's just not for this. Like, I feel like I do like the. Okay, I need to. This is also a part that I need to rewrite. Let me go to a part that I've already done. Need to rewrite this too. I've actually. The reason why I need to rewrite so many things is because I wrote a lot. I don't know. But also because prologue is cut into chapters. Because I had a lot of information that I wanted to put in the prologue. Actually, it's not really information. It's not like, oh yeah, hey, so this is happening in the world, and this is happening in the world, and this is happening in the world. No. It's not like a big old rundown of the entire story before it even starts. No, it's not. So, it's like main events that needs that won't be able to be put into and that's like low-key important, like low-key key points. Then like how would I put that into the story later on? I don't know. I want to have an understanding of my book before anybody else does, you know? Because like if I don't know my own book and I like publish it, I write everything. And it's like pretty much, you know,